don't even know what part this is on the 790. I don't know. But we're going to get back into it here. I should have a seal somewhere. I have them down in... Yeah, wherever the case is at. Behind me. Alright, so... What we got to do, I'm suspecting it's ignition problem. Is kind of what I'm feeling, but also we got to just take off this side cover completely off of the block and replace that seal. Look at the points and see if they're wet at all or anything, because what happened last time, it was ran great actually for 20 seconds. I revved it up in that 20 seconds time, and right afterwards it started, you know, hitting and missing, like, you know, it was, the ignition just wasn't spot on like it should be. It even pulled the spark plug, I have ignition, but I don't know if it's because at higher speed it's going to be affected versus a lower. So I have a Nova chip here. Hopefully it's good. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but got a Nova chip here, and see if, you know, that'll do the job. If I can even just get the Nova chip to fire, because it's got a good coil. It's got new seal on the other side. Spark plug, we did the new threading for it. The carburetor, we've had the top of the tank off and replaced. So really it's come down to the ignition at this point. So I mean, maybe we'll just slap a Nova chip on it and see what it does at first. If it even sparks with it, what it's gonna do. So without further ado, and of course you guys are up there at an angle to where you can actually see over here, not down to here, but you can look over my shoulder what's going on and everything. Hopefully I can keep improving that process little by little. I've had the flywheel off of this before, so if I have to take it off, that's no biggie. Nightmare. Always something, right guys? And gals. Make sure. Yep, you can see the whole process going on here. Yeah, I found out on my daughter's 101B block, a guy had messaged me on YouTube on her video and said it belonged to a Robin. I can't even remember the last name now. He's a cart guy though. I'll be back with that, but it's in there, and a guy named Robin, and apparently he's a Berkshaw, I think it was, and he is a very well-known cart guy in North Carolina. So a lot of oil here. So, all right, we know we've got ignition this way. Just take out that back cover because we're going to need to get in there anyways. We're going to have to cover up all the parts. Contacted me and said that and everything. He also said on my saw, my racing saw, I need to put a 5-degree advanced flywheel on it since I'm running points, because you want the Maverick spark, the ignition for it and everything. So I told him I was thinking about bypassing the points anyways and going with a Nova chip as suggested. So that's on my list also. A lot of fuel in there. I mean, a lot. Kind of has a little burnt smell to it, really. Usually you get spark if you just barely turn these things, but I'm not getting anything, so we'll go a little faster here and see what's going on. Did I lose all ignition? And if that's the case, then I know there's a problem with the points or something, and we'll have to get into that even further. No idea where this is going to go at this point. My own parts in my way. I'm going to admit that's pretty intermittent. Very intermittent spark we've got there. 0. I mean, the camera doesn't pick it up 100%, but it's very intermittent. It's blue when it happens, but yeah, we've got very intermittent spark going on. So, if you guys didn't see that. So, we have a problem with our points. I don't know why I took that out. But, so, let's quickly, and I'm going to do as I was told, we're going to change from a negative ground to a positive. So, swap these wires, because I've always hooked up negative, never had a problem, but I got suggested to do that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a positive ground on her. So all we got to do is undo the points wire down here. We'll set that to the side. Put this one up. So there's your negative. And then our positive, we just got to ground it somewhere. And we'll just hook it to the coil real quick. Now, like I said, we've had this coil off and cleaned everything before, but it was a bright blue spark, but like I said, that was intermittent, and that's kind of what the problem was last time. Just getting intermittent spark. I don't know if the other side, like I say, needs a seal or not, but right now we're going for, can we get ignition, or is this just going to be a complete disaster? We'll swap those around. Is that the... Yeah, it's the coil itself. Actually, we'll ground that one to the better. That one's your switch wire. So shut off. And this unit does not need to be grounded. Alright, what do we have? I don't know if this chip is any good or not. So, yeah, I think that chip's toast. Yep, that chip's toast. I don't know how that happens. They toast. We'll swap it around for good measure, but or maybe we will. If that don't work, I have plan B. I was going to use that on the cart. So we might get in there onto the points after all. Yep, that chip is dead. So, take that chip and throw it away. I have another one, but it's outside. So, toss that one in the trash. And it's on the Model 73, and I really don't want to rob it of its chip. Let me take a find here real quick. get resorted here. Alright, this is what I plan to use on my racing saw. And this is an atom chip. They don't make these anymore. You can actually make these. Look up the patents for them and everything and make your own. They probably won't be as compact, but this packet contains a Module 7 purple engines used for go-karts and other high-performance operations. All the complete instructions on how to install it. So what we're looking at here is I need to know which wire is the positive and which one is our negative. Remove flywheel cover and everything. Okay. Unscrew flywheel nut, blah blah blah. Trace primary from coil and cut. We're not cutting right now. Twist connector supplied together while supplied red wire and switch if fitted. Run other end of red wire to outside of engine. Refit crankshaft key, everything. Install module mounting plate supplied with existing bolt as shown. Other existing bolts provided they be screwed on the metal earth ground. Do not mount the module or mounting plate to cylinder head, under flywheel or other hot spots. Important, the side of the module with the atom must face away from mounting plate as illustrated. Alright, so hold on. So we've got that. So this unit itself must be grounded. This does not look to have ever been used other than somebody stole the supply hardware. So, new spark plug clean, attach and plug wire. So, the dark wire kind of confusing on how they have it. Made in Australia. So trace primary wire from coil and cut as shown. This disconnects points and condenser. Strip off 12 mm plastic coated from long end wires and scrape clean. With disconnectors supplied red wire and switch wire fit. Run other end of red wire to outside of engine retrofit. Alright. So we're going off of dark and light color. Okay, so our dark one is going to be ground, and our white one is supposedly going to be our hot wire that goes to your coil. That's what I'm getting. Because I'm not getting a blue or white. I'm getting a really confusing picture, actually. So, I guess that's what we will do. What did I say? Blue to ground, and this module must be grounded. And then some clear plastic stuff. Yummy. Now, I know what they're talking about when there's like a mounting plate and everything. I have my 640 has a brown one on it. And why wouldn't that fit through perfectly, right? Probably gonna have to drill that out a bit or figure a mounting spot for it. They can't make this easy. So that's got to be grounded somewhere, but there's nowhere to exactly ground it on this saw. I'm just looking for any quick, see a way we get spark. What do we say? We just go get the one off the 73. That's too easy. That's too easy, guys. Get the drill. Bits out. I've had to do this to about every Nova chip I've ever owned. Had to drill out the hole to get a screw to fit. That looks about right. But if I'm going to do this to the racing saw, gotta be able to mount it. This might take a minute. You guys get the idea. We're going to drill through it. Just try to save up video time. So it's just a rivet that goes through. It doesn't actually need to be grounded itself. So that's good news. Just got to be real careful. Drill through the plastic. I like that. Alright, so we've got that. And we've got our wire right here that would attach to a Nova. So blue is ground from what they're showing. We're just going to we're going to get stuff mounted back up here. We don't even have to ground the Nova, so there's no point in even dropping everything. There's no point in even taking that coil screw back out. Just going to screw everything back in. See, now last time I remember from the Nova, the other one I had, it was white. It wouldn't spark at all one way. You had to be exact on it. So I think it was white that was the ground. I'm like, oh, so it's Australia. Just because they're down under means they. Plug that crudely into there. Plug this one crudely into here. And I doubt this is going to work. If it does, awesome. I'm just trying to see if the coil's any good. Because obviously it is intermittent spark, which means we've got a points issue. And I know people that are religious on using chips and everything, and they work perfectly, so. Alright, nothing in that direction. We will swap these wires around. Sounds like it's raining outside. Work with me here. I know you guys can't see it at the second, but not a thing. It's right. Let's unplug our on and off switch. Possibly to take out that as any possible factor. Better not been sold a bad Nova chip. I'll be mad. Or Atom chip or whatever. Because if it doesn't fire with this, then I can't say that that Nova chip is bad. But we'll have to get in those points and find out why we're intermittently sparking. Nada. So, I don't think we have a bad. I can't even diagnose that as being bad. We tried it this way, right? Without the switch being connected. Unless the unit does have to be grounded and it only shows one hole in the atom, but inside this hole here that does not show, there's no metal or plastic or anything to be grounded to, and there's a second hole right there that you could punch out to. For it looks like a mounting location. Oh wait, There's metal under there. So, so there's our metal for grounding. Okay, that answers my question. So, and of course our screw is probably, we'll fit it on this coil here and everything and go from there. Shall we? Give me a moment here. Alright, well, I hooked that all up like the instructions and nothing still, so I don't know on that. So I hooked all the factory back up. We got spark, just intermittent. And it's red, so it's telling me it went from blue intermittent to red intermittent. We're having you guys should see where this is igniting at. I'm wondering if it's just a bad spark plug now at this point. It's not going from the electrode up, the electrode in the center to the top. It's going from the center to the side. It's jumping. You guys got to see this. This is wild. I wonder if I can get you guys over here enough to be able to see this. I wonder if that's a good enough ground. That is just nice being able to do that. All right. Let's see if you guys can see what I'm seeing. See that? I'm thinking maybe a bad spark plug. So, let's just toss. There's an exact one for it right here. Same thing. I don't even know where the one it had is. Let's see. It's just been a bad spark plug the whole time. Get you guys over there a little bit. Exactly where it should be. So, from the looks of it, we have a bad spark plug here, and that might be our cause in total right there. So that spark plug is going to hit the trash can. We're going to toss this one in and see, because I think I have the video still. I'm not sure if I showed it to you guys, but I'll put it in at the very end. And we're going to, of course, do a different startup video. I don't know. But it was, there's going to be a before, if I do it, at the very end, and then we'll have the showing what the effects are and everything, how it was running. Possibly I'll show that. And then we'll see with this spark plug what it does. Because that one went from intermittent to it's nice being able to have you guys actually see that rather than back out. Still playing with this. It's gonna give me a little time to learn everything. All right, let's get her tossed back together. It might have just been just a spark plug the entire time. Here was one for the racing saw, and it caused more issues. And we're going to be getting onto that too. I can't even remember at the beginning. Yeah, I told you about. Had a guy contact me about needing to do that. So, I'd like to put the racing saw on the table, but we need to find out where its ignition is at now, where it's firing with a timing light and a battery, and then find out where it would be with a Nova chip and go from there. So even if I have to use slow motion to show something or whatever, but it's firing way too early. I mean, the guy I know, Mike Nolan, he's got them at 30 degrees bottom dead center, and he can fire them over first, second pull every time. And I've got to be way before that for this to be happening. And I'm running the standard flywheel. I was told to run standard, but go with a Nova chip. So kind of, I'm getting told two different things. If I'm going to run points, run to 5-degree advance for the timing for 25 degrees. So when it's spinning faster, it'll create a maverick effect. If I just go with the chip, 30 degrees, modify the coil mounts to slide so that I can have that happen too. Alright, we'll get this toss back together here. Hopefully have it outside and running here tomorrow maybe. Try to. I mean, I don't know, I've been pretty much disappointed at this point with everything I've done to her. Could, like I say, it could have just been a bad spark plug the whole time, so let's get this all tossed back together. We don't have to worry about that at the moment. Kind of disappointed that Atom chip didn't even do anything either. I don't even know if that Nova chip's good, so don't know. Come with cool instructions. That lacked actual depth and how to. See, there's supposed to be a governor here and limit these or whatever, but that don't exist. That does not exist here anymore. You are powerless here. Kind of running out of saws really to put on the table. The only one that I've got that I know that truly needs a complete teardown rebuild is the Mac 15. I got to put rings in her because they're stuck. I don't know if I introduced that one to you guys or not, but I'd gotten it for 40 bucks. Freed the engine up. It was a little stuck on the bottom end. Got that freed up. Excellent ignition. Never even had to touch that. I could not get the rings to free up for my life. So I need to get rings found, ordered, and we're going to take her apart and get her running. She's going to be a nice little one. Good running show saw, I want to say. And hopefully we've got the problem with this figured out. I really hate draining it of the fuel every time. So, we're almost to 550 subscribers out of our goal of 1,000. We'll just leave this partially on there like that. So if I gotta flip the hood down. So, alright. Sure everything's fine under here. Yeah, I have the fuel line still disconnected. Mine as well. Actually, I'll leave that disconnected. We'll fill it up with fuel and see how well she runs, and then we'll reconnect it. So we will do that hopefully tomorrow. All right. If it isn't on this video, like, comment, subscribe. I got that chainsaw giveaway. I'm going to be making a video on it soon and everything like that. So, and if it is on this one, then we're going to probably be going to it now. If not, then thanks for watching.